So today's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna show you generally how I edit my vlogs. Check it out. All right, here we are on my desktop. I am gonna launch Premiere, which is what I use to edit. If you use Final Cut Pro or iMovie, this might not help you out as much, but some of the basics would be useful, I think. So I have a template that I always keep for my vlogs. This is just to speed things up. So it has all of the stuff preloaded on it. I'll show you what I mean when I open it. So I have this, it's called template. So within template, up here, I have my personal setup that I use actually both for my Wacom tablet and also for my laptop. It's the best use of space. Here's the basic editing portion of Premiere. You have, like, if you're doing editing, you want to do it in here. They have their default editing, but I have my own version of editing. There's a color portion where you can do the color grading, and there's an audio section where you can tweak the audio with a bunch of different settings, and then there's the graphics section where you can do like text and stuff like that. But for now, to kind of keep it simple, we're going to go back to the editing. So over here is where all of my assets are, I guess you could call them, that are in the default template. It's empty right now, but inside here I have like all the, when I, like at the end when I would give music credits to the artists, I'd have these listed and then I would just change it once I put it on there. There's an adjustment layer that I use a lot, black color matte. I have the edit, that is the edit sequence, and then that gets dropped into the final sequence, which might have another layering of audio compression and limiting or something like that. There's letterbox whenever I do like drone shots or something more cinematic. I'll show you that in a sec. And just some other basic stuff. So, and there's my Pop Arts film intro that you see whenever a video starts. Okay, so the first thing that I do before anything else when I get back from a trip is I organize everything. So within here, I have my vlog folder, and all the vlogs ever since the very first one that I started last year are all listed here. And so when I come back, I create a new folder for the new place or whatever. In this case, this is going to be a super short edit just to show you how I do it. And this is a trip that I took with my nephew TC and Petra to Breckenridge. We did a little snowboarding and skiing just for a day, actually. But had a great time. So inside this folder, I have broken up the different cameras. So in this case, I only filmed one clip with my A6500. These are the clips that I filmed with the GoPro. I have clips from my Mavic Air drone and clips from my RX100. Sometimes I also will bring in a folder called photos that will have photos that I took, or in this case there's just a single JPEG that I might use as the thumbnail for the YouTube videos. Anyway, so with that all organized, after that's all imported, the next thing I'm going to do is get everything ready before I start importing everything into the project. And the last thing that I have to bring in there is music. So I create a music folder, and then I'm gonna jump on over to where I get most of my music, which at this point right now and recently is either Artlist or Epidemic Sound. I did a video a while back that discusses these two music sites, and you can check that out. It's in the list there. Anyway, so in this case, I'm gonna look up Artlist. This is a subscription-based music, but you can use the music anywhere you want. So I'm gonna log in, and I'm gonna find, I usually start out with like 3 to 4 songs, but in this case, this is a super short one, so I might just find one song. I usually make my choice pretty quickly. I'll jump ahead sometimes to see what the minute's like. That one I've already used, because you can see in the cart there is lit up. Okay, let's say we're just gonna use this one. So I'm gonna grab that, download it. It'll send me an email, but in this case, I can also just go right to the page and download it this way. There it goes. All right, now I'm gonna take that song, and you wanna, this is so important. I can't stress enough keeping everything organized. So this is our project that we're working on right now. And I'm gonna take my music, put my music in there. All right, that's pretty much everything ready. Now I'm ready to import everything. When I import stuff, I don't keep them in the folders because I want to be able to see them in order that they were taken instead of having to open up folders and stuff like that. So what I do is I import them one at a time into my project without being inside their folders. And then I'll show you how I'll organize it. Now, the other stuff that I will bring in is a couple of folders that I keep and use all the time. And that, I call it assets. And within assets, I have two main ones. And that's a sound effects folder when I want to use sound effects, and a transitions folder for transitions. There's also, like, I have some random other stuff that I might use, check marks, particle dust, sad face PNGs, that's what she said. You never know when you might need a that's what she said blurb. So here we go. Sound effects, transitions. I'm going to import both those folders. All right. So everything's imported in here. And what I do to organize them, I have, you can select meta display. And then in meta display, I created a setting and I just saved it. But basically all it is, it eliminates everything except the date that it's created. So normally it's probably set to in order or something like that. I select it to date created, which is just a title that I gave it. And all it is showing the creation date. And so I can put it in order of the creation date, which includes not just the date, but the time of the day. So everything can be in order. Hit OK. And then you have to go to list view. And this is a little trick that's a little annoying. You have to select the creation date, and because otherwise it'll do it by name. And then select it again. And now this should be in order that they were all taken. Anyways, OK. So then I can switch over from list view into thumbnail view. And again, you have to do this weird thing because sometimes it doesn't work where you go user order and then list order. And at this point, I hit save. Or Command S, or if you're on a PC, Control S. Anyways, so everything, it's a lot of preparation before you actually get to doing the fun stuff. So in this case, I know for a fact that there's a clip of my nephew that I think I'm going to start the whole vlog on, and it's this clip here. So what I'm going to do is I hit the letter I to select the beginning of the clip and the letter O for the end of the clip, and I am going to put it inside the sequence called edit. ATC. Where are we?
We are in Breckenridge.
And what are we about to do? Rob a bank?
Yep.
That's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to take that clip, put it in here. I might even chop it up to speed it up a little bit. All I'm doing right now is speeding it up. ATC. Where are we?
We are in Breckenridge.
And what are we about to do? Rob a bank?
Yep.
And that's it. Okay. I always like to put something funny or interesting right in the beginning of the vlog to catch people's attention. Whether it works or it doesn't work, that's up to you. So then I'm going to grab my Pop Art Films intro and drag it here and here. What I also like to do, close this, audio track mixer. What I also like to do is make track 1 a lot quieter. And a lot of times I'll use that for my music. I'll take it down usually like -12 dB or something like that. So everything that's on this track, audio-wise, track 1, will be quiet. I don't have to like constantly be bringing down the volumes of every single clip. And then the other tracks will be normal volume. If I'm going to do like a musical montage, then I'll put the audio clips in here. And I know that this has a build-up there. And I'm going to chop off this beginning so that you hear it and then you see it.
Yep.
There we go. And I'm going to cut right there into the next clip that I'm going to show, along with maybe some music. Maybe drone footage. I'll put some drone footage in there maybe. This drone footage is in 4K and a very high bit rate, so it's kind of hard for this computer to, even though it's a Mac Pro, it's kind of hard for this computer to handle it. It sometimes gets stuck. I'm going to find a spot where it starts moving. There we go, that looks pretty good. Start, letter I. Let's try it again. Start, letter I. Finish. So that's O, letter O. And I'm going to take this footage and drag this right here. And I'm also going to find my music, since we're going to go right into music. I imported these into the wrong folder. Here you go, down here. All right. And right where that comes in, I think is a good spot to have it go to the vlog footage. I mean, go to the drone footage. There we go. That music's pretty boring. So let's see if there's another area where this builds up a little. Right there, maybe. So what I'm going to do is ramp up the volume of my musical clip. And see how well it lines up. There, that's where I want it. So I'm just nudging the audio so that that first hit happens just when the video comes in. There we go. All right. Now we're off into the races. So this particular footage is at 4K, which means I'm actually not seeing all the footage because I'm editing it in a sequence that is only 1080p size-wise. So I'm gonna make this scale at 50%. That's actually our whole shot, drone footage shot. And all of this drone footage, if I wanna see the full size, then I have to make it 50% because of the sequence being 1080p. And I, of course, like many people, like to edit to the beat. So let's see what other footage we have here in the drone footage. Find another shot. Oh, that looks pretty good. All right. Right before I tilt up. So that's I and O. So I think I'm going to use this footage. So I'm going to drag it down here. However, I want it to be faster. So change this to 50 again. And then you can actually, instead of typing in the actual specific speed, you can press a letter R, which will change the entire speed of the clip. So I'm speeding up the clip by making it this short. I'm kind of estimating that it's right around where this next beat is. Probably right around there. All right, let's see. See how it looks. Yeah, that was the beat right there. And save. Always save as you're navigating and cutting and chopping. Always save. As soon as you reach a point where you think, yeah, that looks pretty good, constantly you should be saving. TC helped me fly the drone for some of these shots, so he gets credit. There we go. That's a cool shot. And actually, to set up where we are and everything, this might actually be a better shot to use in the very beginning before we get to the other shots that kind of end up zooming in on where we are. So I'm going to move this clip and use the letter R key to cut it down. Back to the V key. Let's see where we're at here, beat-wise. That's where we want it. Here. Back to V. That was letter R and then letter V. There. And can't forget to make this at 50% again. Shooting it at 4K and then reducing it to 50% actually gives you a whole lot more resolution and detail than if you just shot it at 1080p. Just a little something to keep in mind. Might be a little off. Yeah, there. Ooh. All right. We did a little experiment this time where we set the drone up to do a follow, an automatic follow on the Jeep. And it worked incredibly well, even when we got stuck. That's us getting in the Jeep. Here we go. And get it before we turned around. Right about there, maybe. Oh. Drag it and drop it. It's a long clip, so I am going to first make it 50% again, scale, and then I'm going to go to R, and I'm going to shrink it down to match with the beat. Right there, looks pretty good. I think that's all for our drone footage. I think we have a little more footage from him here.
Gonna go rob a bank.
Here we go.
Gonna go rob a bank.
All right. And in this case, sometimes I do a sharp cut of audio. Sometimes I do a slow descent in audio. Depends what feels right. Oh, see, I had that on the track 1, so it's super quiet. So I don't want that. I want it regular volume. Let's bring that down just a little bit on the music.
Gonna go rob a bank.
Let's start this a little earlier.
Gonna go rob a bank.
All right. Moving forward.
Gonna hold up the Grand Timber Lodge.
Here we go.
Gonna hold up the Grand Timber Lodge. Gonna rob a bank. Gonna hold up the Grand Timber Lodge.
The what?
There's actually a lodge called Grand Lodge.
The what?
There's actually a lodge called Grand Lodge.
Oh, Grand Lodge.
There is
Yeah.
a Grand Lodge, yeah.
It's right up here.
Does the Grand Lodge have more money than the Grand Timber Lodge?
For sure.
All right. So this is also new to the new Premiere, which is really great. You can jump on over to a different work area, in this case, the audio work area. Click on that, and I can select my audio down here and tell Premiere what it is. In this case, it's dialogue, and it's mostly male voices, so it's going to be balanced male voice. And if you look down at the bottom, if you look down here, you'll see the levels jump, and it's also going to add a whole bunch of effects that's going to make it stick out a whole lot better. So I select that. I don't know if you could see it, but these jumped. And I'm going to go back to my editing. And now listen.
Gonna go rob a bank. Gonna hold up the Grand Timber Lodge.
The what?
There's actually a lodge called Grand Lodge.
Oh, Grand Lodge.
There is
Yeah.
a Grand Lodge, yeah.
It's right up here.
Does the Grand Lodge have more money than the Grand Timber Lodge?
For sure.
All right, we're going to carry on here. I think actually at this point, I might use some new music. So I'm going to jump over to Artlist and get some new music. I'll be right back. All right, I have downloaded a new song, something a little more badass that I thought would go along with us snowboarding and skiing. So let's see how I'm going to time out this music and into the GoPro shots.
Yeah.
Does the Grand Lodge have more money than the Grand Timber Lodge?
For sure.
Pick a spot where the beat really comes in. Maybe right there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So I'm bumping it right up against what's going to be the GoPro shots. And I'm going to take the volume. I always bring the volume down just a little bit because in the end, when I do compression and everything, I don't want it to peak. So, here we go.
There's actually a lodge called Grand Lodge.
Oh, Grand Lodge.
There is
Yeah.
a Grand
Maybe keep it down a little lower until right at the end.
Lodge, yeah.
It's right up here.
Does the Grand Lodge have more money than the Grand Timber Lodge?
For sure.
All right. Now we're moving on. And we're going to put some GoPro footage in there. Started off by handing TC the GoPro. Ooh.
There you go. Just keep your head in the
All right. So you notice that now I'm putting the audio here on track 1 because I don't really want to hear much of that audio, at least not yet. I might change my mind, but for now, no. All right.
For sure.
And I want to make this happen a little quicker. So I'm gonna chop out this whole part where TC is faffing about. There. There. All right. Always keeping in mind the beat.
going any faster.
All right, here we go. Find a cool spot for TC. Here we go. There's Petra in the background. Let's take that. And I'm going to speed it up. Just for the sake of energy. And I'm going to switch so we've got more than just TC. We'll go back and forth. We did a bunch of different shots of this. TC did a couple of shots of me. There we go, and Petra. Typical teenager over here on his phone while he's doing something cooler than everybody else. He's still on his phone. All right, so I'm gonna basically carry on with these shots with the GoPro footage. And I have some other footage from the RX100 that I might throw in there. I'm just going to carry on and edit these, because there's not that much footage left. And then I'm going to show you the little tweaks I do at the very end and maybe some transitions. And then you can see the final video when it's done. All right, so the basic edit is done in terms of, a generalization of what it's going to be like. Now, I know that I want to add in a specific sound effect just for comedic purposes here at this one spot where TC crashes. Right there. And keep the volume up there. All right, so I'm going to go into my sound effects folder. And I have a crash sound effect, which I think is going to work pretty good. This is it here. Yeah, that should be pretty good. So I'll drag and drop that. Right, maybe. There. Maybe a little more. There we go. Do I have another clang sound? Another crash sound? No. What else? I need some sort of crunch sound. I could put that there. Let's see what that sounds like. We'll bring the volume way down. And the boom. Put the boom maybe where he lands. Right there. Get rid of that. And I'll drop it down here. Oh, that's funny. All right. Let's see here. Squish sound. That's pretty good. I hope he's okay. By the way, let me just say that TC really wanted to go on these jumps, and he kept bragging about how great he was going to be and how these jumps were no problem for him, and that he was going to be flying high into the air, and we were a bunch of pussies for not going over these jumps with him. Couldn't believe that we wouldn't do it. So I feel like the teasing was a little bit warranted. So sound effects there. I think that's mostly what I'm going to use for the sound effect. This is a pretty short video. Now I also have some transitions, but before that's done, I think I am going to do the intro section, the Robbie and Petra part, which I usually do with some sort of movement shots, like a drone shot or time lapse or something like that. I'm going to drag and drop my pre-made titles. I gotta open it up and change it to, this is vlog 55, right? And I'm gonna time it to the different shots, the different drone shots. So they're gonna change when the drone shots change. Line these up. There. Okay, see how that looks. I'm actually going to take my letterbox that we have in our finals. Where is it? Here it is. If I can copy that. I'm just doing a cut and paste. So there's our letterbox shot. And I'm going to take a adjustment layer. So we have a little cinematic color grade to the drone shots. So in this case, now I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to switch over to the color section. And I have some input LUTs. If you don't know what a LUT is, you can look it up. But basically a LUT is a drag and drop thing that will change your color grade with one click. You can tweak it afterwards and you can do your opacity or whatever you want. But so the input LUT that I have on this is a Mavic Cine-like LUT that comes with, like, it's actually part of the footage. But I am going to pick something else to add to that. And I'm going to go to my LUTs folder here. And let's see, what do I want to use? Let's try this one. That looks pretty good. See if I can put a couple transitions in here. Right there.
Sure.
So some of the other transitions that I use are by a guy named, let's go back to my editing. Guy named Chung Da. And he's got a bunch of these seamless transitions. I'll put a link below the video for you to click on. In this case, let's do a, make sure I've got it right there in the middle. Yeah, okay, I'm going to nest these into a subsequence. Split it again. And this is going to be a zoom in, out, because we're zooming in at the out of a shot. And then let's do a zoom in of a shot. All right, so this should, yeah. There we go. Do another one maybe. Here. Here. Nest. This is going to be a, let's do a switch pan maybe. BL out. BL in. There you go. All right, I think this is mostly done. I'm gonna drag and drop my little like, subscribe button at the end. And I don't know if you noticed this, but like quite a few other people out there that do vlogs, I like to leave some little tiny bit of video at the very end. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just something interesting. All right, so I think this quick edit is done. Clocks in at just 2 minutes. A very short vlog. Save, and that's it. I'm gonna export it and put it right at the end here. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment in the comments section. Thanks, guys. Until next time, with some exciting vlog episodes coming up. We're gonna be in Morocco, so stick around. Thanks. Bye. ATC. Where are we?
We are in Breckenridge.
And what are we about to do? Rob a bank?
Yep.
Gonna go rob a bank. Gonna hold up the Grand Timber Lodge.
The what?
There's actually a lodge called Grand Lodge.
Oh, Grand Lodge.
There is
Yeah.
a Grand Lodge, yeah.
It's right up here.
Does the Grand Lodge have more money than the Grand Timber Lodge?
Sure.
I hope he's okay. Just missed a hellacious wipeout by the amazing Olympic skier TC Bruin. Next time, let me set the camera up so I can get another one of those awesome falls.
Aw, shit.
TC almost killed himself 4 times, but he's still okay.
Those didn't do anything.
Yeah, we didn't do anything ballsy because we're old and smart. What's he doing?